Hello and welcome back to Hammerhead Sports Productions. Please keep watching my videos and please subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. In recent sports news, quarterback Taylor Heinicke or Heinicke, it's I think you pronounce it one of those two, signed a 2-year, $8.75 million contract extension with the Washington Redskins. Hopefully we don't have another Cody Carlson on our hands. I'll get to that later. They signed him to a contract extension, and it looks like either he or I think if they don't have Colt McCoy is going to be the starting quarterback this coming season for the Redskins. And this is more or less basing off of one game performance, though it's good, and I'll get to it later, against the Buccaneers. So let's just get into a little bit of context for this contract. Taylor, who is 27, went undrafted back in 2015. He spent time with the Vikings, my Pats, the Panthers, and the St. Louis Battlehawks before he ended up in Washington. He didn't start any games in his time during the regular season, but then started that one playoff game. But he did start one. He has started one regular season game in his career, and that was back in 2018 for the Carolina Panthers at the end of the season. He went 33 of 53 for one touchdown and 3 interceptions for 273 yards. I actually remember that game. I think that was it was also the same. That was also the same year where Teddy Bridgewater was in his first year, and he played against him in that game. So yeah, he didn't have that good of a game. Did I mention the 3 interceptions? So after that, he got cut and he ended up in the XFL, but of course he didn't play. He was stuck behind a very talented quarterback in Jordan Ta'amu. And then that league folded, and he ended up with the Redskins. So I will be doing also an Alex Smith video, so that will give some greater context. But anyway, the reason that they gave him this contract was because he, instead of playing Alex Smith, who had been playing most of the second half of the season, they decided to scratch him or not play him, and they decided to go with Taylor in the playoff wildcard game against the eventual Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in that game, he went 26 of 44 for 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he rushed for a touchdown. And I watched that game, and I was very impressed. He looked very well, very good spin on the ball, was finding guys. And this is not a very talented team, besides Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas, the tight end. I think that's his name. They really have no offensive weapons. They have bare bones. So, but he looked very good. And even though they lost, there was a lot of buzz. Everyone was talking about him. So I think in the Redskins' minds, well, if this is something this guy could do, if we coach him a little bit more, let's do this. But at the same time, I think they also got really scared. Instead of maybe putting a tender, or if they couldn't put a tender on him, they gave him a big contract. Because I think they thought that someone was going to give him a bigger contract or something. So let's get him as soon as possible, sign him to this contract, and let's just go with there. And that's why I think they upped him from a few $1,000s to $8.75 million over the course of 2 years. Now, earlier I alluded to this maybe being another Cody Carlson. Now, who's Cody Carlson? He was Warren Moon's backup in the later years with him in the Houston Oilers. Now, he had been there, his backup for 4 or 5 years. I think 2 or 3 years, of however many years it was. And they wanted, as Moon was getting older, they really wanted him to go in. He had shown some promise, but as soon as he got into the field, it kind of didn't produce. One of the other aspects of this, when free agency was just coming around back, I think it was 1993, 1994, they upped his salary from, I think it was like $500,000 to $3.65 million. And in those days, that was a lot of money. So he went from just $500,000 to just over $3 million, and the guy was out of the league within 2 years of that contract. Though be it because of some injuries, but he was not that good. No offense to the guy. So I hope this isn't another Cody Carlson where he did show some promise and completely capitulated, or maybe a Cody Carlson. Maybe let's give you another better example. Maybe a Vince Ferragamo kind of guy, or for guys that are maybe my age, what's a good a Mark Sanchez. This could turn into a situation like that, but I think this could be I wish Taylor all the best, and I hope that he does pan out for the Redskins. But I mean, I can't stand the Redskins because I can't stand their owner. I have nothing against the players. Well, I have nothing against the players. I hate their owner. The owner's an asshole. He does not know what the frick he's doing. I mean, ever since he ever took over, I mean, they've never been the same. Except for that one stint where they had Gibbs back. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. I wish him all the best, and I hope this does pan out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.